Hey there, and welcome. You've probably heard it a million times, right? Live in the moment, be present. But, is that really the whole story? Today, we're going to dive into our very complicated relationship with time and move way beyond the cliches to find a much more powerful way to actually navigate our lives.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. Take a second and really think about this. Are you truly living your life, or are you just planning it? It seems like a simple question, I know, but your answer kind of reveals the central conflict that we all face in how we experience our own existence.
And that conflict, well, it often leads us right here to what a lot of people are calling the age of anxiety. It's that feeling, you know the one, where you're never quite here. Your body's in one place, but your mind is always somewhere else. I bet this sounds familiar. It's that constant buzz in your head, that nonstop inner chatter, endlessly replaying the past or rehearsing some future that hasn't even happened yet. Buddhists have this perfect term for it, the monkey mind. Just picturing it, a monkey vaulting from one thought to the next, never settling down. It leaves you feeling completely scattered and, honestly, just exhausted.
To make this real, let's talk about Sebastian. He's at a tech startup, wakes up at 5:30 a.m. every day, sacrifices all of his weekends, and for what? For a promotion that he is absolutely convinced will finally make him happy. For him, the present isn't something to be enjoyed. It's just an obstacle, something to get through on the way to a future that's always just over the horizon.
So, what's the advice we always hear for Sebastian and for the rest of us when we get caught in that trap? Well, it's a super popular and, a really powerful idea, the power of now. At the heart of that is mindfulness. Now, this isn't about emptying your mind or anything like that. It's really about paying active, intentional attention to whatever is happening right now. And here's the absolute game changer. You become an observer of your thoughts. You realize you are not your thoughts. You don't have to believe every crazy thing your mind says or do what it tells you to. And look, this isn't just some feel-good idea. The science on this is solid. People who practice mindfulness see real, tangible benefits. We're talking reduced stress, a boosted immune system, even lower blood pressure. People who are more mindful say they're happier, they're more empathetic, and they have way more satisfying relationships. Why? Because they're less defensive and they're actually there with the people they care about. But what's so fascinating is how you actually get to the present. It's a practice and it's full of these wonderful little paradoxes. Like, to perform better at something, you have to stop thinking so hard about it. To stop worrying, you have to really savor what's happening now. You even learn to move toward discomfort instead of running away from it. These aren't just abstract concepts, they're actual techniques you can use to build more presence in your life. Okay, but here's where it all gets a little more complicated. If living in the now is the ultimate answer, then what about the future? Are we just supposed to ignore it completely? This brings up a really interesting paradox.
I mean, really think about it. Is our incredible ability to plan, to dream, to imagine what might come next, is that some kind of design flaw? Is this amazing capacity for foresight just something we're supposed to shut down so we can be more present? It doesn't quite add up, does it?
The philosopher Alan Watts had this brilliant idea he called the backwards law, and it just illustrates this trap perfectly. He said that the more you desperately chase a feeling of security, the more insecure you actually become. The very act of trying to protect yourself from the natural flow of life makes you feel separate from it. And that separation, well, that's anxiety.
And this gets us to the most crucial point. Our ability to think about the future, it's not a bug, it's our superpower. Psychologists actually call it mental time travel, and it is one of our biggest evolutionary advantages. So the goal isn't to get rid of it, the goal is to learn how to use it wisely.
So now we can start to see a much more complete picture emerge. It's not about choosing the present or the future. It's all about learning how to navigate your future from the present.
Here's the key mindset shift. On one hand, you have anxious worrying. That's when you get fixated on one single uncertain outcome, usually a bad one. It's rigid, it's draining. But on the other hand, you have proactive prospecting. This is totally different. It's about using your mind to actively and creatively generate a whole bunch of different possibilities. It's flexible, it's creative, and it's incredibly empowering.
So the goal isn't to try and predict one single future. Come on, that's impossible. Instead, you use this idea of proactive prospecting to build what one researcher calls a matrix of maybe. I love that term. It's this collection of potential paths and outcomes that gives you the most flexibility to handle whatever comes your way. And this is something you can actually build for yourself.
You start by envisioning a whole range of possibilities, not just one. Then, you create an action plan to get started. But, and this is so important, you also develop a coping plan for when things inevitably go wrong. That's the secret sauce. It lets you stay tuned in, adapt, and just keep moving forward, no matter what life throws at you.
This old Japanese proverb is the perfect anchor for this new mindset. And it brings us right back to our friend Sebastian. After his big project failed, this is what he learned. A concrete, real 50 that you have in your hand right now is way more valuable than some vague promise of 100 in an uncertain future. It's all about valuing what's real, right here, right now.
So where does all this leave us? Well, when you put it all together, you realize this isn't just about managing your time. It's about mastering the art of being.
The real goal isn't to choose the present over the future. The whole point is to be so fully engaged in the present precisely because it's the only place where you have any power. It's the only place from which you can actually shape what comes next. The present, that's your launch pad.
I absolutely love this quote from Bertrand Russell. He said, "We are made wise not by the recollection of our past, but by the responsibility for our future." It's so good. Wisdom isn't just about looking backwards. It's about taking ownership of what's to come, about being responsible for the future you're creating with every single thing you do today.
And I want to leave you with this final thought. It's from a New Yorker cartoon. It shows two monks meditating, and the younger one looks all confused, and the older one just says to him, "Nothing happens next. This is it." It's kind of funny, but it's also so profound. It's a reminder that this destination we're all constantly striving for, well, we're already here. The only question is, what are you going to do with it?